Hello once again, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to kind of an impromptu live stream. This is one of the new cameras that's attached to some new equipment, a new phone, and all that awesome stuff that we're just bringing into the channel to try to make some serious upgrades to the channel. All right, first things first. I know a lot of you are probably wondering where are we gonna be? What are we gonna be doing? Obviously, it's a new year. We need to get out there and hobnob with everybody and start mixing it up with everyone. Even though we're still waiting on on a friend to give us a holler to let us know when we're able to use his garage. So that means Project Spirit's down for a second. That's okay. If y'all live in Missouri and live, kind of near St. Francis County, dang full well that the weather's been horrible. Okay, and I want to get Project Spirit going, but I can't do it unless I've got somewhere to work on, or you know how that goes. It's hard when you don't have a garage, okay? It is very hard when you don't have a garage. I could use a garage. So that's kind of where we stand. That, and I also kind of need an additional hand because, when you get under these cars and you start messing around, I mean, it gets tight under there and it can be a pain in the butt. We have a shop lined out to do Project Spirit's flywheel. They're going to handle the refurbishing of Project Spirit's flywheel. And then, of course, after that, it's, everything else. We've got a laundry list of things that have to be done to the old girl. We're talking brand new exhaust. It's something that's needed to be done, along with we're going to fix her exhaust manifold. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. Oh, my goodness. So there's a lot of stuff that's got to be done to the good old Spirit. She's been sitting right now, and it's driving me absolutely crazy. I don't mind driving Project Lean. Project Lean is all right, but it's not Project Spirit. And let's face facts, Project Spirit is the poster child for the Prince Magnum channel. No question about that. Okay, now, this weekend is not going to be any, we have added kind of video game content because in conjunction with working with Sketch Squad TV, which right now he's actually kind of starting a live stream. So I'll be poking my nose in here in a little bit to kind of show my support to Sketch Squad TV. Their main focus is sick children, okay? And the gentleman who runs Sketch Squad TV, Jammin' John, he's actually working with me right now so I can get some sponsors and start getting the channel, getting the Prince Magnum channel a little bit more in the mainstream. In conjunction with working with Sketch Squad TV, let me say right now, a lot of people might be getting really excited about this. I get to actually put on my gamer gloves. I mean, when the weather's cold and it's raining or snowing, or it's just too late to work on a car, what am I going to do? I can only edit so many YouTube videos. I can only do so much. So the next best thing is sit down and enjoy a video game, enjoy a movie or something like that. Well, Princess Faye has taken this to a whole new level of exciting because as of tomorrow, there's actually a Smash Brothers tournament, Smash Brothers Ultimate Tournament believe it or not, over in Park Hills. Over 50 plus contestants, and Princess Faye is one of the over 50 plus contestants. And she's going to be trying her hand at playing Smash Brothers on the Switch against several people in our area. This is really exciting. Now, I will also say I could have jumped into this tournament, but I think this is one of these times that I'm going to go ahead and be the good husband, because she's always supporting me when I'm doing contests and tournaments and car shows and everything else. Well, now it's my turn to be in her shoes. So it's going to be a new experience. We may get to live stream a little bit, but most of it's going to be edited footage, showing how she did and everything like that. It's going to be really exciting. And so I'm going to go be the good husband and show my support to my other half, which is really exciting. Okay. Um, so as soon as I go to leave work, that's exactly what I'm doing. Um, so I'm going to go be the good husband. Um, Again, and the other thing of it is I did not feel right competing against my wife in a tournament like this. So maybe let her have this one to herself, and then the next round, the Prince Magnum channel complete, I guess you could say, will be in there. But along with this, Sketch Squad TV has also explained in great detail that one of the things that their focus is with some of these sick children that they focus on in like St. Jude's or Children's Hospital or just places like that where these kids can't get out of bed. Video games is about the only thing they've got. So the Prince Magnum channel has taken a very active role in this, especially considering I'm the father of 5 children. That's a lot of children. Those are the ones that I know about. Ships that pass in the night. One of us here lived a cavalier love life. Okay, it's me. The reality of it is that the Prince Magnum channel is all about community and helping people and things like that. So because of this, we are also taking a proactive video game role. And that's one of the reasons why we're diving back in time and doing the retro games that we're doing. I know we may be taking a look at a couple of the Grand Theft Auto games. I know I'm deep, deep, deep into a kind of like a research project for the video games. And it's based on the Sword Quest series and the contest that revolved around it back in the early 80s. We're talking 1981, 82, and 83. And really, I'm at a stage where we're playing the game. We're already playing the games. And out of my research, there's only one more phone call to make, which that will pretty well, decide. I know for the gaming community, they want the contest to continue. For those that don't know, the Sword Quest series came to a screeching halt in 1983 because of the video game crash that all the video game console companies went through, even like Commodore. Of course, they were known for PCs more than anything. But the Commodore 64, you played video games on that too. So it's pretty interesting stuff. It's led me down some interesting rabbit holes. And when that contest was going on, I was probably still in diapers. Okay. Actually, no, not quite. But you get the idea. I was probably still running around getting it. Yeah, I was I was in that I was probably 1981. I was about when that contest started. I was a year old. So yeah, I was probably out of diapers by then. So yeah, something to think about. There's only one last rabbit hole to climb down, and it's actually a really interesting one. Along with that, Princess Faye is going to be reviewing one of the games that's going to be going talked about on here. So we are taking a proactive video game role for those sick children. Who knows? It may even also sell some Atari flashbacks, and maybe some people will go start trying to seek out those old consoles like the Atari 2600, which I actually played the Atari 2600 when it was still practically brand new. For those that don't know, I was born August 7th, 1979. So when that contest I was talking about, the Sword Quest series contest, I was actually a year, 2, 3 years old. When Project Spirit, well, when they discontinued the Mavericks in 1977, I was born 2 years later. If that gives you any indication how old I am. So a lot of the video games that actually, as soon as this live stream ends, along with supporting Sketch Squad TV, I will also be supporting, I'll be working on another video myself. I know we're going to review some old NES games. And thank God with the Switch, you can now just crack open those old games just as if they were brand new all over again. Doing the NES Classic app that Nintendo allows you to install into your Switch, which is really awesome because if you've never played any of these old games, you have missed out. Like for example, playing the original Legend of Zelda. I know right now everyone's talking about the Breath of the Wild, the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild video game, and it's like huge. And everyone's talking about it. So there's no reason why not to review the original. The original was an amazing one, and a lot of people are now, they're doing it like where they don't even pick up the sword and stupid stuff like that. No, I'm gonna play it as it was back in the 1980s. No BS. We're just playing it, okay? And I'm actually gonna go ahead and go so far as to beat the game, showing you some of the cool tricks that I learned back then, and. And uh, and even I'm even going to have to put down where Nintendo has released what is called kind of the same version of the same game, but it's called Legend of Zelda Special Edition, and what it is, it starts you off with slightly better equipment than you did when you played the original. And I got one look at this, and I about blew my stack. I'm like, that's not how we played it. We had to do it the hard way. So that's exactly what we're going to do, because I won't do that. I'm going to do it for real, you know. So we're looking to do that. We're hoping to do some stuff again, more stuff with Sketch Squad TV. The Prince Magnum channel is working a little bit closer with them, and as time progresses, we will be working even more. Yes, we're still doing all the do-it-yourself stuff. We are not going to stop that. As a matter of fact, they haven't. Jam and John has actually insisted that we do not do stop. He's like, you got, that is your thing, that's your bread and butter. He said, because if some of these kids are able to get out of that bed, they're going to want to do exactly what you're doing, and they'll be able to put down the video game controller because they'll have more. And he wants me to do more stuff with Magic. I wouldn't say that he's trying to push the Prince Magnum channel to be the best possible channel imaginable, because we are so versatile in the YouTube world. And the main focus of the Prince Magnum channel has always been enjoying life to the fullest without a drink or a drug. And to everybody, that's a big deal. So if you're in the area, if you're in the Park Hills, Missouri area, and you would like to see Princess Feyru compete at a Smash Brothers tournament, now is your chance. This is your opportunity to root on Princess Faye, or to get involved in the contest if you can get there at about 11 o'clock tomorrow. It's all over Facebook. I forget. It's in where if you know Park Hills, it's in the old movie theater, which has now been converted to a church. And I actually know the pastor of the church. He's a very nice gentleman. And the gentleman who's putting on the contest, I met him today. I may have bumped into him before, but he's just nothing but all of them are really sweet people. And they even showed me their video game cabinet. Oh my gosh. I was ready to start playing some Pac-Man. Now I'm really showing my age. Gosh dang it. Oh man. But tomorrow I'll be there, Punisher t-shirt on, rooting on my loving wife. Again, Princess Faye, amazing woman, and this is my opportunity to really how do I put this? It's my opportunity to be the husband that I should be, to support and show my love for my wife. Again, if you all don't, if you've never been married, if you've never been that in love with someone where you got married and you wanted to make it work and all this other stuff, you don't know what I'm talking about. But for those that understand, I mean, marriage is a two-way street. And this is my opportunity to do said two-way street. And I'm trying to stay out of there we go. There we go. I'll mess with this thing for at least a little while longer. That's just the nature of the beast. Um, but again, this is my opportunity to be a good husband. Um, I also know, and I know I have to semi address this. One, not the last live stream from earlier today, but one that I did probably a couple of days ago, maybe a little further back than that, where we were talking about some of the changes to the channel. We had someone come on, another person who runs a YouTube channel in this area, and he said some hateful stuff. You know, he said something about Princess Faye that was further from the truth, and there will be a live stream coming out about that, and I'm going to address those issues and possibly a video. But we're going to basically a live stream to clear the air, and then and then an actual video. Uh, basically, to kind of go a step further because you all know that as you know, as a romantic husband, as one that still believes in, defending your wife's honor and all this other stuff, the last thing I'm going to tolerate is somebody, talking like that about my wife. It's one thing if a husband or a wife goes to someone and starts, rah 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 rah, got to get that out, so you can go back and be the good spouse that you are. Sometimes you got to do that, but then it's different when someone, when you go to them and you have a problem, and then they start betting. Well, hold on a second, you don't have that right. That's my other half, and everybody knows how that goes. And this person um, this person's kind of crossed the line for the last time, and we're going to deal with that soon enough. Um, and we're going to deal with it as it should be. They know who they are. They know how I feel. Um, they had their warning, and then almost like a little bit later, then they started saying something about me, and at the same time, it was almost attacking. you know you get it, my wife is important. you know uh my wife is important to me. She's the mother of two of my children, and I mean, granted, those children are here right now, but she's still the mother of those two children. So it's my responsibility, it's my duty to stand up for my wife. If I didn't take that honor and duty seriously, I don't love her. And if I don't love her, I shouldn't have put a ring on this finger right here. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And so, along with, going and rooting my wife on in a contest that, I mean, I legitimately could get involved in and play and everything, I'm not going to, because I think it's high time that Prince Magnum stand on the sidelines and go rah rah sis boom ba. Okay, that's just how I feel, because she's always doing it for me. Why don't I do it for her? And this is at least, And I told her how I felt about this. She's like, "Well, if you want to do if you want to do the tournament, do it." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to." And I explained to her why. I said, "You're always doing this stuff for me, and you're right there with me. You're right there with me." Again, the Prince Magnum channel has had to unfortunately, I'll say this: I actually know more than everybody else, because we've had those conversations that I'll kind of touch base. He had some serious heat on him, and he was actually put into this was in the Prince Magnum channel's real early days. We're talking, I hadn't even had Spirit about maybe coming up on a year at that time, and Spirit's been with us for over 3 years now. So that should be an indicator right there. Um, And here's the part that it doesn't come up. When he was put into that that psychiatric center up in Jefferson City, which for the record, I hate it when other people from other Missourians refer to it as Jeff City. I hate that. It's Jefferson City, named for Thomas Jefferson. Okay. Which, come to think of it, well, no, that'll wait. Um, no, I totally get it. And here's the part that I actually started losing subscribers because of that stunt that he pulled that got him put in there. And what it boiled down to was he'd had a run-in with a police officer in Park Hills. He didn't say anything about it until that police officer's passing. And he then turns around and starts bad-mouthing that police officer. And, and I'm like, dude, of all the things, you picked the worst possible time. I mean, if you had a beef with this guy, you should have done it while he was still alive. And of course, we ended up having that conversation. And basically, in the next two videos, it's going to deal with that. That conversation is going to come out. And he doesn't want the content of that conversation to come out because it's really going to show his true colors. I mean, unbelievable. That sort of thing. I mean, feelings are feelings. And I mean, I can understand if someone is so angry and for the record, not to defend him, but, I mean, I can understand where if something did transpire between those two, it's one thing to, I mean, we're as human beings, we're really bad about this whole thing that, when they're alive, we mother F them. And then when they pass, all of a sudden they become a good person. And no, that doesn't work that way. But the thing of it is that, at least have respect for the family members that are surviving, So that's, and him and I had that conversation. So we'll leave it at that for the moment. But in all of this, the objective is that either Burt TV cleans up the act and leaves the Prince Magnum channel alone to do what it's supposed to be doing, which is bringing joy to the community and helping people and teaching people about the joys of hot rodding and that sort of thing, and keeping it exciting, keeping the old school stuff exciting, and then keeping romance alive for couples that get, it is hard to keep romance alive, things like that, things that really should matter. Okay. Because at day's end, I don't care if you like the president. My main objective is there a roof over my head and my family's head? Is there food in their belly? Okay. Are we all enjoying life? That's really what matters at day's end, because the rest of the world out there don't always care what's happening with your family, okay? And that's really what it boils down to. And the Prince Magnum channel, focus on family values, focus on, couples, focus on things, enjoyable things from yesteryear and making them apply to today, and, just, positive stuff for the community, and he wants to drag me down a road that I just don't want to go. That's not the way Prince Magnum works, and it's never going to work that way. So that's where we stand. Again, I had to address that, and it should be. As a matter of fact, the first I want to say this, to the person who goes by It's Me. I'm very proud of the video that I had to do. No, it doesn't. I'm very proud of the first series for the Road to Valentine's Day 2019. I'm very proud of that. I worked. Oh, what do you got? What you got? I was gonna say, how's Spike doing? I gotta hear about Spike. He's probably growing like a weed. Here's my buddy. While they're getting that info, I'm very proud of the the series known as, the mini series we're doing for Valentine's Day. The first one, I had to go through an online adult novelty shop, and I kept it clean and floppy. Floppy. That's awesome. That's awesome. For those who don't know who Spike is, he was a cat that the Prince Magnum channel, he was kind of like that. Oh, and see, we thought he was kind of part ragdoll. For those who don't know, who are not in the know, the Prince Magnum channel briefly got to sponsor, well, got to foster a little kitten named Spike. Oh, he has a little sister named. Oh my goodness, you guys! I'll have to make sure that you have my new cell number because my messenger. We're having a hard time getting it to transfer over to the new phone, but you'll have a direct feed directly to everything that I'm doing. Um, it's one of the benefits of certain people within the Maverick Nation. They get direct feeds directly to the Prince Magnum channel and know all the inside tips and scoops and everything. Um, and for those who don't know, um, he was brought here, and of course, at first Tabor and Galaxy weren't too keen on it because this, who's this new guy here? But immediately he was a great asset to the channel, but we couldn't keep him, so we kept him long enough to find a home. And little Spike now is evidently doing fantastic. Yes, you need the scoops. You got to get the inside scoops. Uh, Obviously, he's just he was such an asset to the channel. He commonly would get into live streams with us, and people fell in love with Spike. And of course, now he has a new home all the way up in Illinois, and it's just. And I will say that drive to go take him to his new forever home. It was one of the most scenic and beautiful drives I have ever taken. Um, and it was, I wish we could have taken Project Spirit, but we took Project Lena, and it was just as wonderful because Princess Faye and I had a blast. We had a great time. And I wouldn't trade that moment for the world to watch him join his new forever family. It was a wonderful, wonderful time. And now he's got a little sister that he's just doing so much better. And that, again, um, bringing, obviously bringing a new home to such a wonderful, wonderful little guy like Spike, and to bring some enjoyment and love into the lives of some members of the Maverick Nation. This is what it's all about, folks. This is the positive stuff that you'll see here on the Prince Magnum channel. Happy endings and good stuff. See, and that's what it's all about. Again, and and they make a wonderful family. And see, that's how it all goes. That's how it all goes, folks. Again, I can't stress enough how exciting that is for me. All right, because I'm limited on how much I don't have a completely unlimited source of a 4G network on this phone. I'm going to go ahead and bring it to a screeching halt because we've got a lot of videos to upload, including one. I hope Princess Faye doesn't kill me for this one. It's with Project Lena. I'm going to probably die. Y'all don't see any videos after that video's loaded. You know what happened. I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh. All right, all right. As always, all right, be sure to follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. Since there is no such thing as Twitter face, you don't have to worry about it. How neat is that? All right, as always, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. All right. And um, I'm going to die, I'm telling you. All right. Be sure to check out the Patreon account. If you have anything to donate, it's always appreciated. Um, and remember, any proceeds go back directly into Project Spirit and Project Lena. I mean, it's work that's going to happen regardless. It's just going to speed up the process, and you all get videos quicker on that stuff. Anyhow, along with that, um, if you become a monthly subscriber, $1 a month, and you become a member of the Prince Magnum channel's High Mileage Club, not high mile, high mileage club. And it's a reference to how long Project Spirit's engine has been going. And we're talking that engine has run, ironically enough, minus the flywheel, because she will turn over, just that means she'll start, she'll run, sort of thing. That means that Project Spirit's engine has been rocking and rolling for 44 years. Impressive. That's high mileage, folks. So that's a reference right there. We'll have to do a video explaining this a little bit better. But anyhow, so if you want to become a member of the Prince Magnum channel's High Mileage Club, check us out at Magnum_Prince at patreon.com, okay? And become that monthly subscriber. If you can't, just at least check out every possible video, watch them regularly, watch your favorites often, and recommend us to your friends, okay? Because, I mean, honestly, there's something to be said about a guy who brings hot rodding and romance together as one, because they do actually belong together. You know, kind of like death and taxes, you know? They belong together. It's the only, you know. Anyhow, all righty. And as usual, okay, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is. Just do something with yourself, okay? Idle hands and a creative mind, they make horrible bedfellows. They really do, okay? If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet, okay? You might take them for a ride in your project car, or maybe this Valentine's Day, you might bring them a cute little kitten. Don't give Princess Faye any ideas. And as always, for all of you out there, no matter where you are in life, if no one out there has told you that they love you, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24.